Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.
Hey, what do you say, Holehead? Celebrating proper resolution. That's what it's a New Year's resolution in October. October 1st. Happy October 1st. It is Taco Tuesday. Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO. Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude. Toast to you, my friend. Welcome back. I almost forgot what you look like.
We can only have one anymore.
Yeah, that's
He's
yeah. You gotta pay to have your logo on here. That's how that works. Anyway. Glad to have you along for Taco Tuesday. I will tell you this, what a week, what a month, what a year it has been weather-wise around the country. We know that many of you around the country have been dealing with all sorts of things, whether it's flooding, landslides, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever it is, it seems like it's all been thrown at us. So hopefully everyone in the ACO family and your friends and family are all okay. I know the Carolinas, Tennessee, southwestern Kentucky, again, in through Florida and Louisiana and Alabama, and in there's so many different, all the way up into Pittsburgh, and some of this weather was seen all the way up from this Hurricane Helene. If you are okay, we're thrilled to hear that you're okay. If you're not, let somebody know if there's anything that anybody can do to help to connect some dots to make sure that you are okay. That's what we want to make sure happens. We were concerned as well because we had just announced that Destin Fort Walton Beach was going to be one of our brand new majors here the first weekend of November. Apparently just eked out away from them. Panama City Beach was spared for once. Usually they take the brunt of a lot of weather, but Destin Fort Walton Beach seems to be A-okay from what we can tell. So plans are still on. Don't forget the first weekend of November, a brand new major added in there to sort of transplant, if you will, the Panama City Beach major.
And this is the time of the season with these hurricanes. I mean, we've had majors displaced before down there in that part of the world. So, I mean, it's like tornadoes in the Midwest. I mean, it's just part of reality that we got to deal with.
Well, and then we'll keep you posted on what's going on because through the end of November, really, with a family that lives in Florida, trust me, I know this inside and out. And one of my best friends lives in Panama City Beach. You just don't know. Now, did you expect it to get to where it got to and for things happening in the Carolinas the way that they were and so on and so forth? No, we did not. But that's where the beauty of us as a continued network, if we can, like I said, help connect dots to help you find what you need, let's band together and do that for one another in the ACO family, because if we can't have our family there, then it ain't no fun to do. And that's what we're here to celebrate, is celebrate the first month of the season, the last couple of majors this past weekend, the fun that everybody seems to be having. Lots of new faces, lots of new players. We love seeing that both in Atlantic City and of course in Chicago with our first trip of 2 to Chicago this year. And I'll tell you what, the celebration really, it comes. We I think last season, correct me if I'm wrong, we did an episode really about the advancement of the women's bracket and how it just continues to kick ass. It really came into sharp focus this past weekend. Maggie Geiger shows up and wins. Maggie Geiger shows up and wins. Maggie Geiger shows up and wins. It's what she does. And
there's a storyline there, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's been doing it since, 2018?
2019, I believe. Yeah.
2019, Vegas was her first World. Seems like she's been here 5-6 seasons longer than that. But she and Wayne came in, had a great weekend in Atlantic City. Atlantic City? No, they were in Chicago.
Atlantic City was none other than Kim Dice.
Yeah, Kim Dice.
The other side of the equation.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Martina Belt and Josephina Ernstberger and McKenna Kopp and so many others, and you'll hear some of these names pop up again here in a few when we talk about results and also picks for the Super Major that's coming up. Well, not Super Major, the first Pro Series Major in Skins this weekend, but all the way through the Super Major and the rest of the season. So some of these names in the women's division continuing to start to pile up and end up at the top of the list, not just in women's, but throughout in singles, doubles, co-ed, everything. So a celebration of our women's division. Congratulations to Maggie on what has been, I think she's the most winning winningest,
the winningest female in the ACO
woman
right
in the
now.
ACO, and there are a couple gunning for you. I'll tell you that.
There's a few chasing her tail, including none other than we just said, Kim Dice or
Absolutely.
Josephina or
Martina
Belt. I mean, a lot of them out there.
Josie Claire, a host of others. Just a great division and great folks. The hot topic and the hot button, I think, was this past weekend. Came down to a couple of things with the streaming. I always love watching the comments over the course of the weekend. No, I don't. But there were some issues that we ran into in Chicago. The Wi-Fi wasn't what we were expecting it to be, and the hardline wasn't available. So Chicago didn't have the kind of streaming for this first one that we would like to have had. Had nothing to do with who was in which city. Trust me. We had been to Atlantic City before, knew the setup, and it was good to go. Chicago, we'll have it all ironed out at the SoFi Center next time we get back there. But some great results coming out of Chicago. So, when you see stuff like that, understand there's never a malicious intent. If it's not the way that we want it to be, there's a reason for that. Otherwise, we'll get you what you need. We promise. That's the whole point of doing it. So anyway, that was one of the things that I saw pop up. Also, there are quite a few people saying, how come we're watching the losers bracket? And this is really, it's kind of a twofold, and you can explain this a little bit further if you'd like. But one of the things that we run into is the speed with which we're able to get the brackets played out. So sometimes the losers bracket, we've got to get through more games because people are sitting and waiting in the winners bracket. But the other thing that we kept hearing is we always see the same people, and I think this is one you and I have talked about. We had a lot of fun, especially at the Worlds, seeing some, and I think the
different
CBC,
faces.
different faces in games on center court, or the CBC guys would tell you on center court too, because there was an opportunity to kind of bounce around brackets to keep things moving, but you got to see, if you weren't there, people play some games, and I think everybody likes a chance to be on center court, whether they get jitters or not, to say to their friends, yeah, I was there. So it's an opportunity, and especially with more new people coming into the ACO, to see some of these, and people returning to the ACO.
And what I like about it, Finn, is it gives you a chance to actually see the depth of the organization, the depth of the talent in the ACO. And, we know who are going to be those top players, and we want to see those matches, right? But again, it's nice to shake it up a little bit and see some of those other matches, because those matches are usually great matches, and it's stiff competition down there, man.
Well, and sometimes in that bracket, you get to see somebody who gets on a tear, and you get to watch them on that tear. It's different getting to watch and listen to the sound and the feel and the vibe, if you're not there, of watching somebody do that versus just watching some name go through a bracket and score Holio, and you're wondering, well, how did that happen? And you get a chance to see it for yourself. So while a lot of it has to do with the pace of play and getting through and making sure that the people aren't waiting too long, there's also an upside to having consolation/loser bracket games on center court. So hopefully that helps explain that as well.
Or more often than not, we want to show the winners bracket. But like I said, we just shake a little bit up, put a few of those matches from down low, and it's fun to see, man.
Well, and there's always going to be a match that you think it probably is better to watch. But to be honest with you, any opportunity to watch anybody playing, because it could be somebody who's, like you said, up and coming, is a great opportunity.
Right.
And if it's a match you don't want to watch, go make a sandwich. Okay. Subscribe for notifications on our YouTube channel. You can check everything out. A lot of content that's continuing to be pushed through YouTube. If you want to do that, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that stuff. Throw us up onto your smart TV. I think I sent you a picture of us watching it
on
was
fun.
TV
Yeah,
a couple
that's
weekends
pretty
ago.
cool. Yeah.
And it's up. It's
that was
now,
from when we were doing Toledo, I think.
I think it was Toledo. And then it shows up on my main screen as recommended content in the very first block. So once you do it once, when you bring up your smart TV, typically it'll show you what the kind of thing that you want to watch. Boom, and there it is. It's pretty cool. And if you can kind of secretly do it in your favorite bar and get it shot up to a smart TV, that's kind of fun too. They love that. If you want to get a push text about what's going on when we have news to tell you about, again, all you have to do is text ACO to 1-833-695-1318, 833-695-1318. Text ACO to that. Put us in your phone as ACO text info. Boop, right to your thumb tip. Even registration links, anything that you need will be right there for you. Also, just as a reminder, registration, speaking of registration links, has changed a little bit. And we've made it, I think, a lot easier for you to get your tickets and to remember when to get your tickets, which I know would be appreciated by the people in charge of getting you your tickets and getting you into the brackets if you would do it prior to the Sunday before. Is that how?
That's a fact.
That's a fact?
Hey, Ricky Singleton just told us.
Sing, what's up?
Lifetime member now. He finally got his tattoo, baby.
Nice.
Yep.
You know who else got one?
Yeah, who? Heine, come on down. You're the. Heine got branded though.
Oh no, he's got to get the brand. Nice, Sing. Looking forward to seeing that. What's up, Amber? How are you?
Amber's in the house. Jody Thurman's in the house. Blueprint
baby. So. What's up, DJ? Kentucky Corn Slingers.
Didn't mean to interrupt the roll, but had a few people out there wanted to say hi to.
Yep, Jacob Coleman. Good things to say about Jonesy and Mia and Jesse, who ran everything in Chicago. So that's awesome. Seeing new players there as well. A.T. Klinger. A host of others. Good to have you along for the ride. Kim Dice, we're going to be celebrating you here a little bit further because that's what this one's all about.
Shannon Shimwell got his tattoo also, according to DJ, man.
How? Why isn't he sending us these pictures? Isn't he supposed to be in charge of that?
He's in charge of that. How he?
We want to see these.
They're coming at him so fast he can't keep up with it. I think that might be the problem.
Craig Irvin, the king. He was out and about in Chicago this past weekend. But back to the registration again. There's no more early and late registration. Online registration is at the regular cost plus the fees. Just get in there before the Sunday before the event if you would. It makes things easier when they're setting up the roll call, the brackets, and so on and so forth. But singles, $40, doubles, $80, women, seniors, and co-ed, $30. Juniors are free. That's what you get in advance, okay, when you sign up prior to. But the walk-up fees really aren't that much more. $60 for singles, $120 for doubles. $40 for women, seniors, and co-ed, and still free for juniors. So hopefully this will save you some money and make it a little bit easier. But the Sunday before, it's always a good idea to get in the Sunday before, especially before some of these other majors start to sell out, because they will. Thanks again to our bag partners who you're seeing. We got some brand new bag partners up here up front as well. So if you want to take a screen capture of that and share that with your friends, feel free to do that. And now major results. Let's talk about it. We had two majors going on this past weekend. Chicago at the SoFi, and then also in Atlantic City at the Showboat. So the crew, as we made mention of a moment ago, Brian Jones, Mia Ray, Jesse and Barry Hempy, Craig Irvin, Jacob Coleman, in there making it all happen. Appreciate you guys. NFQ Bags was there in the house too, so that's pretty cool. I mean,
it was our first time out there too, Finn, and that far into the heart of Chicago, as far as I'm aware. We've done some South Side Chicago and stuff. Good crowd. I think we had close to 150 plus players out there, and they ran a heck of a show. So appreciate that team being out there. And this is, to me, Finn, is so exciting to see the depth of the ACO team that is out there running these tournaments, right? Yeah. So to think that we had a tournament in Chicago and a tournament in Atlantic City, and our team was out there able to pull these two great events off in one weekend.
And again, we're not doing 4 a year or 2 a quarter. We're doing 35 to 40 majors this season. So resources go every direction, and we will make it happen for you. The key is that you have hopefully a seamless experience while you're getting there, and you get to play, because that's really what you're there for. If you're there because maybe your investments went south, you might want to revisit that strategy. But you're there to have fun. You're there to play, spend a full day or two hanging out, and we want to make it as seamless as possible.
That Chicago team was awesome too. And I mean, hats off to our king, Craig Irvin, right? Yep. I mean, the King's out there. He's actually hauling some of the equipment up there for us this weekend. I gotta love it, man. That's what Kings do, man. They help rule their dynasty, whatever it is. He's out there pumping boards. I love it, man.
Keep that in mind, Isaac. Just saying. Hey, women's singles. We mentioned it before. Machine Gun Maggie Geiger. Congratulations. She shows up. She wins. McKenna Kopp, second. Josephine Ernstberger, third. Again, to our point. And then you're going to hear a couple of the names that we were talking about coming up here in Atlantic City. Seniors, Bob Heil, big Bob Heil, early in the season, getting out there,
Bobby back,
and getting it done over Tony Pena, and that's a big win. And Seinfeld Altman in third spot. So again, that's a big bracket right there in seniors. So congratulations, big Bob Heil. Levi Haddock takes juniors, and again,
little Texas boy.
If you haven't been paying attention to what we've been talking about what a weekend he had a couple of weeks ago. This kid is serious business. Chase Hollis took second, and Sammy Van Sickle, who is going to get a name check, I do believe, in time to fill coming up here. He came in Third, co-ed doubles, Maggie and Wayne, congratulations over Josefina Ernstberger and Pedro Martinez. Kennedy Meineke, another name to be on the lookout for, and Hunter McCullough take third. Elite Bags takes the Bagmaster quads, and Caleb Beltran and Mark Schultz, the big blind draw. New names.
New names. We love it. And I think as we turn to Atlantic City, you might hear some new names too.
Over Garrick Williams and Chris Norris. Again, some new names. Love it. Let's see. World Doubles. Congratulations to Kevin Mesa and Levi Haddock. Again, in Tier 2, it was Hunter Powers and Bruce Piercy. Chris Peters and Grant Guy in Tier 3. Tier 4, Shane Riley and Cooper Jacobs. What a doubles bracket that was stacked up there. And congratulations in World Singles. Tier 5, Cooper Orcutt takes first. Caleb Frame in Tier 4 takes first. Ryan Smith in Tier 3 takes first. Bruce Piercy, Tier 2, takes the number 1 spot. And then look at some of these names. Tied for 7th, Daniel Kohensky and Kevin Mesa. Levi Haddock tied for 5th with Xavier Williams. How about Ashton Watkins in 4th, a name that we learned a lot about at the World Championships. Gavin Kirk in 3rd, Drew Waking in 2nd, and Dustin Arant comes in and takes it away in Chicago for 1st place. Congratulations, man. Very nicely
Dustin
done.
is a beast, dude. I mean, Drew's a killer too, man. But Dustin, he's out there, man.
Yeah.
He's the real. I think this is his 2nd major already to win. So.
Yeah, he's. Let me go back and look because I do actually have that. Yeah, he also Lake Charles. He took Lake Charles for his first purple jersey. So let's get into Atlantic City here now. And as we made mention, some new names in women's, but the name at the top, not a surprise to anybody. Kim Dice, congratulations. Chow Lee, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I love it because I need to learn it. I love learning new names, and that's one I definitely want to learn. Susan Sullivan, appreciate that one. 3rd place, Kevin Cook takes senior singles over Scott Harper. Mike Walters rolls in for Team IMF, and he rolls 3rd. Isaac Hurt takes juniors, and his name shows up quite a bit here on this winners list here for Atlantic City. Jacob Bagley takes 2nd place in juniors. Co-ed doubles, Kendall Cox and Isaac Hurt, as we made mention, over Charity Jackson and Robert Sperry. And we remember Robert Sperry from Buffalo. He was with us in Buffalo and had a hell of a weekend as well. Gusto takes 1st in the quads over CBC. Man Bags, a new bag company, came in 3rd.
That's Desmond Man that runs that company. So awesome, brother.
And the big blind draw, Richard McCavich and Robert Sperry take the big blind draw over Chad Jackson and Michael Jankowski. In doubles Tier 4, Alan Aragon and Rachel Factor take it away. Bailey Watkins and Stephen Lewis in Tier 3. Kevin Cook and Blake Nowicki take Tier 2. And Caleb and Isaac Hurt, until you beat them, Phil's going to just keep picking them, take world doubles over Scotty Harper and Jacob Bagley. But Stuart Graham, Hayden Fridley, again, names we're starting to see continue to roll up top. Jacob Whaley, his partner Daniel Parham, just a host of others. And that was pretty cool to see in doubles. Tier 4 in singles, Austin Harris, congratulations for taking Tier 4. Stephen Lewis taking Tier 3. Richard Matijevich taking Tier 2. And Caleb Hurt takes world singles. I mean, these guys are doing what they did last year, banging out points.
Doing what they do, man.
Banging out points and banging out
Busting
points.
on the boards.
But here's the thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but last year they did that, and they took a break, did the Hurt brothers. And then they came back, and they just came back in full speed ahead. There might have been a little bit of an on-ramp, but came in full steam ahead. And as we saw by the time we got to Worlds, they were back in true form. This year, when they take that break, some of the names we've already mentioned are pedal to the metal, and I don't think they're going to be taking those breaks. Yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting. If they do the same strategy that they played last year, it's going to be very interesting to see if there are other players waiting right there when they get back to strike.
I think they're running this season, man. They're running this season.
All right,
baby.
well, we shall see. And we're only 1 month in, so plenty of cornhole yet to be played. And a lot of those names that you heard, you're going to be hearing all season long. Thanks to Tammy and Junior Williams, Ryan LaBelle, Aaron and Tina Candler. Our man Clinton Bilo was there as part of the crew, but also IMF Bags was there. Man Bags, as we mentioned, Hammer Time Bags. I think that was their first time with us as well, wasn't it? Hammer Time?
I think at least on site, as far as I know.
Level 'em Up was there. CR Cornhole, IMF, Average Joe's Cornhole. Great to have that many vendors there in the house. Always glad to see new faces and, again, new names and new games. And, because we're celebrating, one of the things you're looking at these graphics, I love these new graphics that are getting posted on Mondays. So you can see, again, for those who don't know why we've gone to this, instead of trying to beat you to the punch on social media with a picture that isn't going to do you justice, we thought we're going to save all these, we're going to collect them, and we're going to make kind of collectible graphics out of these. So you can, if you're in these photos, keep track of your season, print them all out and hold on to them. You'll see them again.
Frame them, do whatever, man.
I think
it's
in
pretty
whole
darn
magazine.
cool.
And if you are down there in the print lines and you want to be up in the picture lines, you know where you got to get to. So we're looking forward to seeing those all season long, and I love it both from the Atlantic City Major and also from the Chicago Major. So good to see those as well. And speaking of the Atlantic City Major, as we talk about celebrating all of these great games and
This is
the
a
brackets,
great story.
we have a little something that we like to call Chad and Kim's Cornhole Adventure. And the reason we like to call it that is because that's what they named it, and that's what they like to call it. And whenever they are out and about, you are going to get a full dose, when all is said and done, about the city that they just participated in the major in. And this one was just a little bit different. So let's celebrate with Chad and Kim.
This week on Chad and Kim's Cornhole Adventure, our next stop for season 20 is Atlantic City. I want to give a shout out to Park and Ticket, the only place to park when you're going to the Atlanta airport. With the hurricane coming in, it was a crazy day for travel. It was definitely a planes, trains, and automobiles day. 13 hours of travel, and I finally made it to Atlantic City. As always, it was 2 jam-packed days of cornhole, hosted at the Showboat Resort, which was such a nice facility. We got to spend a little time on the boardwalk and headed over to the Oceans Resort to have a little lunch at Wahlburgers. In the evenings after the tournament, we hit up the casino over at the Tropicana. It's a really, really nice casino, and it actually was pretty good to us. Saturday morning, we got to have breakfast at Hash House A Go-Go, which is one of my favorite restaurants in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas. Which normally eating is some of the highlights of my trip, but you can't top this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, he asked me to marry him. I'm soon to be Mrs. Jackson. Thank you so much to everybody that made our engagement so special this weekend. And as always, thanks to our sponsors. And stay tuned for Chad and Kim's biggest adventure.
Now that's what I would call a cornhole adventure. You gotta love it. And I love the fact that everyone kind of started hovering around because they knew what was coming. The only one who didn't know what was coming
was Kimmy.
Was Kim. And I loved it too because Chad came in to congratulate her at the end of her game and bent down like he was going to pick up her bags. And that's how he found his way down to his one knee. Tina was telling me about that. She goes, it was pretty cool. And then, of course, all I saw in the texting was, let me get a picture of the ring. Let me see the ring. Here's the deal. You can see that ring from the International Space Station. Damn. They must have had a really good night at the casino. It's a beauty. Congratulations to you two. And as you saw at the very end of that video, the adventure is really now just beginning.
Well, so, Chad, you're a lucky man. Congratulations,
Kim. And good for you. And we're looking forward to more of Chad and Kim's cornhole adventure as we get through the remainder of this season and as you start an entire new chapter in your life. Always great to be able to celebrate big moments for players in the ACO family, and we appreciate you guys sharing that with us as always. It was funny because a few comments there. One was asking, has the schedule out for Spooky Nook? It's the same major schedule that we always run, but it does have the additional 9 o'clock. And we put out an e-blast today that has the Pro Series schedule on it. So you can take a look at that. I think we've got it here as a matter of fact. But there are 5 Pro Series. We just added Thanksgiving weekend in South Bend, Indiana. So that's going to be the 5th Pro Series. But if you look at that schedule, you can see it's $5,000 prize purse for 4 and $10,000 prize purse for Super Major in Owensboro, just like last year. If you're wearing an ACO Pro jersey, it's free to entry. The sponsored jersey by somebody other than the ACO costs you $200 to get in, but big money there to be had. So, Alan, if hopefully that helps you out. Everything else, the schedule runs the way that it always runs.
Yeah, and you'll be able to see if you're a pro player. I think we have 80-some pros going to be out there at this particular event, Finn. We'll actually put out on the tables the morning of the actual lanes and where you're pitching and stuff like that. So we're not doing the advanced information of where players on the courts.
We started realizing that when we put out the information about who's playing at what time and what courts they were going to be on,
right,
inevitably somebody wouldn't make it. They'd have to move. It would get shuffled. And to be honest with you, you might as well just find out when you get there at 9 a.m. because it doesn't really matter. You're ready to go no matter which one. So it'll all be there for you, Alan. Don't sweat it. And looking forward to this because this is going to be a big one, our first pro series of the year. And I think when you look at the schedule, it's a kind of a nice spread around the Midwest and then just kind of working its way around. And we'll be blowing this out and expanding as we go. But I love the idea of adding. It's going to be a little bit different timing probably for the one Thanksgiving weekend in South Bend because we have to set everything up the morning, that Friday morning. So it might be a little bit different. But this weekend, Spooky Nook, we know you love it. It's going to be a great crowd, a great location. And this is going to be big fun. Congratulations, by the way, to our survey winner from Toledo. Again, fill out your surveys. You have an opportunity to win free entry to upcoming majors by doing that. So all you have to do is fill out the survey. Let us know about the experience that you had in any given city. Toledo is the one here that Lucas Coleman was the winner of. So congratulations to Lucas Coleman. And we also are continuing, even though we've changed registration from early and late and this and that, and April has a reminder as well. Online registration, Sunday midnight.
Sunday midnight, prior to the tournament, the following weekend, registration online ends Sunday midnight.
Sunday.
Now, again, still walk-up opportunities, but as Finn reiterated before, a slight increase in ticket pricing.
Yeah, slight increase. And again, if you know you're coming, get in there and buy them early. It helps with roll call. It helps put everything in its place before we get there. And I know April would appreciate that. So,
well, and again, Finn, it is important, though, if you want to guarantee your slot.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Get a ticket in case it does happen to sell out. Because we have majors that sell out at 160, majors that sell out at 250, majors that sell out at 500. But there are different size majors, and they're limited to the number of courts that we're able to set up in that area. So
right.
I just don't want to hear a player show up to a tournament and be unfortunate enough not to be able to play in that tournament
right.
because it's sold out. So just get your tickets online before the tournament. You just have to do it the Sunday prior to the tournament before midnight, and all's good. You got your ticket.
And you can do it
got
online. You can do it online. And again, different size majors, new cities that we go to as certain cities begin to build and get to the level of like in Owensboro. We're able to celebrate huge majors like that, and because we have huge majors like that, then we can afford to spread our wings out even further around the country, and the big ones pay for the small ones. That's how it works. That's how you get to go to new cities that reach out a little bit further. So all of a sudden your nearest major may not be 11 hours away, it might be 4, or it might be 2, or it might be right in your own backyard. That's how it works, and that's why it is that way. So there's a method to the madness, whether you believe it or not. Now, speaking of getting in and being maybe one of the first 100 to register, that has its benefits as well because our bag partners have all stepped up and said, we love this program, keep doing it. And we did, and that's a mystery bag program, stamped, approved ACO bags for season 20. You have the opportunity to win a free set of those if you're one of the first 100 to register for an upcoming major. If you're in the first 50, you get 2 chances. If you're in the first 100, you get 1 chance. And I can tell you who our winners were for this week. He can tell you who our winners.
Oh, come on, please. Let's make it the right person to tell everybody.
But this is one of my favorite parts of the show. It's the TAICO, and we have a brand new staff member in the TAICO, and we want to welcome Tara, who, again, very weird how she spells her name, Tairai, but we'll let her do it. She's much more qualified.
Guys, as we head towards Spooky Nook for the first ACO Season 20 Pro Series Skins game, we want to congratulate our registration mystery bag winners, Rob Cooksey from Missouri and Ohio's very own Braden Easterling. Now back to you, Finn and Frank, to finish up what I think has been the best episode of the taco I have seen today.
Thank you, Tiara.
Tierra.
Appreciate you. Good stuff. Congratulations to Rob and Braden. Your bags will be waiting for you at Spooky Nook. As a matter of fact, I ordered a set of bags from it was Cisco from Ruthless. Were they the ones that had the bags go missing and that with the rooster on the front? I love those bags. They did resolve that situation, by the way.
They did.
It was all worked out. It was, and cool on you for being cool about how it all happened. But I saw those, and I know somebody who is a huge, this isn't going to sound the way it's supposed to, fan of chickens. I'll just say that. So I ordered a set of those because I didn't know if there was just a one-of-a-kind set or whatever. So I ordered a set of those. So I'm looking forward to getting those and give as a birthday present to somebody as well. So looking forward to seeing all you guys at Spooky Nook. And speaking of Spooky Nook, the first of our Pro Series, it's part of the upcoming majors that you see. Medford is on the schedule. We have a big pre-party set for Medford as well. I know that was a lot of fun last year. I'm looking forward to I'm going to be in Medford for the first time for this ACO kickoff party. So we want to make sure that you get out there and get there early enough to be a part of that on Thursday. Travel Medford, nice enough to put this together for us. 6 to 10 o'clock there at the Rogue X, which is where we're going to be hosting the tournament. So make sure that you get there Thursday night and spend some time with the fine folks from Medford, Oregon, a couple of which you met at the Worlds if you were hanging around long enough. Those guys came out, JT and Darren. TJ. That's my dyslexia kicking in. But yeah, so the Medford kickoff party is coming. Salt Lake City. You're going to be in Salt Lake City.
I'll be in Salt Lake City, man.
I'm going to be in Medford, so we're going to divide
Hopefully
and conquer.
we're going to see some of our friends from New Mexico and Southern California and Nevada and Utah. So expecting a decent-sized crowd out there this first season.
Yeah,
so
and we know.
Remember, get your tickets, though, before next Sunday if you're coming to either of those majors.
And I think Wes and the Haggard Bags crew are bringing in a whole gaggle of players into Medford. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to seeing that crew out there as well. But looking
Bully
forward
Dog
to that.
Cornhole will be out there with you, I think,
Right
up
on.
in Medford. So that's going to be a good one. Can't wait to see you guys.
Sweet.
I will not be out there this weekend. I will be, or next weekend, I'll be in Salt Lake City.
SLC.
He will be up in Medford. We're sending the better half up to Medford.
Yeah, well, he's been there, and I get to go for the first time, so I'm looking forward to it. So you know about the kickoff party, you know about the Pro Series. Speaking of the Pro Series, and speaking of this weekend at Spooky Nook, this is a stacked field. The best of the best of the best are going to be there, fighting it out to get to the top of that bracket of 16. And we are going to be doing it the way that we did it last year, in that we're going to have everybody throw their frame games in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to have that final bracket of 16. The top 8 will then pick their poison from the bottom 8 qualifiers. Everybody seemed to love this. And we will do that until we get all the way down to the final 2. So that is the twist that kind of came from last year that's carrying over into this year. Again, don't forget, the prize purse will be doubled to $10,000 for the Super Major, but that's pretty exciting stuff.
You know, a fun stat, and you're over there taking notes as you're watching these games and stuff like that. This is a fun stat I would love you to keep track of for us, right? Is of those players that call somebody out, statistically, how many times do they win that match or lose that match? So we need to have a running race.
It was slightly above.
It was about, So let's keep that stat going, Finn, because that'll be a lot of fun, man.
Let's just say when we did it the first time, some poor decisions were made.
I'm excited. I would like to know that. Buddy.
I think was it 7 maybe 7 matches ended up, the lower seed ended up coming back
and winning
and winning that. Yeah, but so that's going to be a fun twist on it that we're going to have again. You guys seem to like it, so why not continue with it? But we have a lot of divisions with a very stacked field. And again, you want to come out and bring your game and show everybody you're as good as you believe yourself to be. That's what we're looking forward to. But we can sit here again and talk about it all day long, who we think is going to win. We know who you want to know who they think is going to win, and that's why we do this. And I got to give him credit. He put a little time and effort into this bad boy, and he's standing in front of an icon. It's an icon and an icon from the Department of Redundancy Department. How about a little time to fill?
It's time again for Time to Fill. I'm here at the Tupelo Furniture Market, the world-famous Tupelo Furniture Market. We're having a major here, November 15th and 16th. So get your tickets early because this one sells out fast. And also, get your tickets for all the other ones you're going to, because when they sell out, you're going to send me a message say, I can't get in, I can't get in, I can't help you. All right? So this week we're headed to Spooky Nook in Hamilton, Ohio. How about this? 210 doubles players, over 400 singles. It's going to be a wild time in Spooky Nook, and anybody can win. But let's go with my picks. Let's start out with women. I'm going to go with McKenna Kopp, but watch out for Kim Dice and Martina Belt, and also Josephina Ernsberger. In juniors, I'm going with Isaac Hurt to take the juniors down, but Sammy Van Sickle, who is playing at a high level, could give him some trouble here. In seniors, I'm going with Johnny Thomas, but watch out for Bob Howell and Daryl Macon. In co-ed, how about the super team of Braden Easterling teaming up with Kelsey Heitrick? But watch out for Isaac Hurt teaming up with Smiley out of 501 Cornhole in Arkansas. In doubles, yes, I'm going to pick them. The world champions are in this field, Isaac Hurt and Caleb Hurt. Till somebody takes them down, I'm going to keep picking them. When somebody takes them down, I'll change my picks. But watch out for this team. Clinton Lucas teaming up with the returning Derek King to the ACO. He's an ACO original. In singles, yes, I'm picking Caleb Hurt. And in Pro Series, I'm also going to pick Caleb Hurt. But watch out for Douglas Parker in both these fields. Now, the last one I got to pick, this is going to be a fun one for me. I'm going to go with the adaptive. I'm going to go with my man, Nelson Baker, teaming up with Cody Mee in the adaptive to take the adaptive down this week and getting his first purple jersey. And that's going to be my picks this week for Time to Field. If you think I should pick you, prove me wrong.
Didn't really go out on a whole lot of limbs there, but a lot of name checks in that Time to Fill. And I'm not going to say, I don't think I can argue with him, but I will tell you something we've noticed in this first month of season 20. There are some folks that are coming back into the ACL to go, hey, remember me? And you're being forced to remember who they are. Because
Joe, you certainly are.
And there are some folks that are coming back going, wow, this isn't what I remember. This is maybe a little bit more.
Who's this guy?
What's that? Who's that? I've never heard of them. Da-da-da. That's exactly what it's about. That's what we want. And we want you to have a good time while you're doing it. If you can't have a good time with folks like Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja, the two of us, everybody on the entire team, no matter what team is put together and out there, then you don't know how to have fun. So anyway, go have some fun on your Taco Tuesday. Again, if you are in need of anything and you can get on this stream and connect some dots for somebody that can help, or someone can connect dots for you to help you find something that you need with regard to this weather or any weather that's coming, please do that. That's what we're really all here for, is to lean in on each other when we can. We're looking forward to seeing you at Spooky Nook in Hamilton for the first ACO Pro Series Skins Extravaganza this weekend. We're all going to gather together on Thursday night, and then it hits hard Friday morning and just goes. CBC boys will be there on ACO Center Court 2, presented by CBC. There's going to be a lot of great cornhole to watch this weekend, a lot of great cornhole being played, and a lot of laughs and a lot of good times to be had. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Taco Tuesday. Cheers to you, my friend. I'm glad you've had safe travels. Welcome home. I am Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO. 1 month of Season 20 already under our belt. That's insane. He is Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude.
Keep on pitching.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.